see.
What you mumbling about, Granny?
A body can't find no greens in these Beverly Hills. I've been out all morning, and all I got was a scraggly handful of rhubarb leaves. That hole might have had 2 bushels. Collard, mustard.
Well, let's simmer down, Granny. Maybe Jethro and me will bring you back some greens from the country today.
Ooh, you going shooting?
Yep, Mr. Drysdale asked Jethro and me to go out with him and another fella.
Hey, what are you going to shoot? Some more of them skeet?
Oh, no. Today we're going to be shooting game.
Oh, praise be. We can use some fresh meat. Try and get a possum or a squirrel.
Well, according to Mr. Drysdale, we're going to be shooting some game called golf.
Intarnation is a golf.
Well, I don't rightly know, Granny, but they must be thicker than crows in a corn patch around here, because Mr. Drysdale says everybody in Beverly Hills shoots them.
I ain't never seen no strange critters running around. They must live in holes in the ground like a gopher.
Yeah, I reckon maybe you're right. Just the other day, I heard him say he shot 9 holes of golf and got 57.
There must be a mess of them to a hole.
Paul, look at all the stuff Mr. Drysdale sent over for you.
What's that, Melanie?
Well, these here's what you call golf bags.
Doggy. Sure is a heap fancier than a gunny sack for toting game.
You know something, Jed? Them golfs must be about gopher size. If Mr. Drysdale can get 57 of them in one of these.
Golfs ain't nothing like gophers, Granny. Them things can fly.
Fly?
Golfs?
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed. Mr. Drysdale said the fellow we shooting with today, what's his name again, Ellie?
Mr. Durocher. Mr. Leo Durocher.
Yeah, well, anyway, he got 4 birdies yesterday.
Golfs must be mighty funny-looking critters. Fly like a bird and live in the ground like a gopher.
Well, Mr. Durocher knows how to get them rascals. He shot 32.
He just ain't in it with Mr. Drysdale. He shot 57.
Well, the only thing I know is that them rascals is sure hard to kill. After you shoot them, you gotta club them.
What did you say?
Why, Granny? The big boxes are just full of golf clubs.
Look at this, Uncle Jed.
That's a wicked-looking knob on this club. You could brain a bear with that.
You think that one's wicked? Look at this one. That knob is solid iron.
Oh, here's something else Mr. Drysdale sent over to us. He said we're supposed to wear these things when we shoots golfs.
All right, doggies, Jethro, them golfs must be the toughest little critters there is. First you shoot them, then you club them, then you stomp them with spikes.
That ain't all. Miss Jane says to me, she says, when your Pa and Jethro go out to shoot, tell them to watch out for the traps.
Traps, too? Ooh, I can't wait to tangle with one of them golfs. For pure scrappiness, they must make a mountain lion look like a pussycat.
That's the truth, Uncle Jed. Well, they come right at you. You gotta dodge them and duck them. We got the fella to show us how.
Who's that?
Mr. Durocher. Miss Jane says he's a famous dodger.
Yes, sir. He's so good, he coaches all the other dodgers.
Yeah, doggy. I can't wait to meet Mr. Durocher.
Come on, let's go. Have a little life. I want to talk to you, kid. Let me ask you something. Why don't you sign with the Dodgers, the happy team, where winning friends is a lot more important than winning ball games?
Yeah, you sure won a lot of friends in San Francisco last season.
Got a great sense of humor, you have. Also a great pitching arm. But what do you say? You ready to sign with us?
Sure.
Great.
As soon as you top the $50,000 bonus offer the Giants made me.
50. Are you still considering the Giants?
Why not?
Why not? You can't pitch in Candlestick Park. That wind will blow you right off the mound.
Don't worry, that $50,000 will hold me down.
You like money, huh?
Love it.
You like golf?
Not as much as money.
Sign with us, and you can have both. You know who I'm playing golf with today?
Who?
Bank president and a millionaire.
So what does that do for me?
What does it do for you? The millionaire, if you sign with us and the millionaire's a Dodger fan, he may set you up in business.
What's his name?
There are so many Dodger fans that are millionaires, I can't keep track of all of them.
I just as soon talk on the golf courses here.
Attaboy.
Sure wish Mr. Drysdale would hurry and pick us up. These clubs is getting awful heavy.
You know something, Jethro? We can tote them clubs in these bags.
They just said them bags was for toting golfs.
Until we get the golf so we can tote the clubs in them.
Golly, Uncle Jed, that's a good idea.
Come on. Funny nobody ever thought of that before.
Paul, Miss Jane just called from the bank. She said Mr. Drysdale couldn't shoot golfs with you today. He's got a big business meeting.
Oh, shucks, I was counting on it.
Me too. Well, I tell you what, Jethro, let's load up the truck and we go over there and we shoot some with Mr. DeRocher.
Okay, Uncle Jed.
Now, you tell Granny that I don't know when we get back, but we'll bring her some fresh cut greens.
Okay, Paul.
Howdy there. Is this the place where they shoot the golf?
You fellas gardeners?
Oh, Uncle Jed is. He's the best there is.
Well, Jethro's right-handed, too.
You here to take care of the greens?
As a matter of fact, we did promise to cut some greens, yeah.
Park it around in the back and ask for the greenskeeper.
Thank you very kindly.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jethro, I think you're right about them golfs being buried.
I was?
Yeah, when I come out here, I seen some people take 2 little white eggs out of that hole over yonder.
Well, I hope we get us some.
I think I got this golf shooting figured out, too. I've been watching, and this whole pasture's full of people knocking them little eggs along the ground.
Oh, yeah?
Now, the way I got it figured, when a golf comes out of his hole to get his eggs back, you shoot him.
I think you have got it figured out, Uncle Jed.
Hey, this young fella got himself a whopper, ain't he?
Hey, where'd you get that, little fella?
Mr. DeRocher gave it to me, and he signed it, too.
Is Mr. DeRocher here?
Right over there on that bench. If you ask him, he might give you one, too.
Well, thanks, Sonny. Come on, Jethro.
Great game you arranged, Leo. The bank president canceled, the millionaire didn't show up, and we can't get a caddy.
I talked to the starter. He's going to give us the first 2 that come in.
Look, I got to catch a plane to San Francisco tonight, Leo.
Look, kid, I told you. Forget about San Francisco. The Dodgers are the greatest...
Mr. DeRocher here?
Right here.
Well, Mr. Drysdale can't come, but me and Jethro would like to go along with you, if that's all right.
Oh, it's great. See, I told you we'd get caddies. Now, whose bags are those?
Oh, Mr. Drysdale sent them over.
Look, put them right over there in the rack. Take ours.
Oh, thank you very kindly. That's mighty neighborly of you.
Oh, I've seen some seedy-looking caddies in my day. They're really scraping the bottom of the barrel at this club.
Well, let's give them a break. You know, Walshy, I think these fellas could use a few bucks.
All right, I'm game.
Reckon we ought to take our guns, Uncle Jed?
They seem to want us to use their stuff. Reckon we ought to oblige them.
Whomp it, mister.
Look, fellas, no talking while he's swinging. Holy cow, what a drive.
All right, just look.
Uncle Jed, you reckon it's all right to talk now?
I reckon so. That other fella ain't swinging.
Whomp it, Mr. DeRocher.
You'd make a great umpire.
Well, thank you, sir.
Well, I'd appreciate it very much if you'd be quiet while I'm swinging also.
Oh, yes, sir.
Beautiful shot, Leo.
Just luck.
Let's take a card and lose those guys.
Okay, I'm with you.
Master, they're gaining on us.
Boy, if I sink this, I'll birdie the first hole.
A 40-footer? No chance.
No chance. You just watch me, kid. I got the magic touch.
My doggies, we thought we'd lost you.
Yeah, so did we.
You fixing to whomp it again?
Yeah, I'm fixing to whomp it again. Say, you fellas ever caddy before?
No, I don't reckon so.
Have you ever been on a golf course before?
No, sir, but we sure is anxious to learn about it.
You want to learn? Come on with me then, fella. Come on.
Say, mister, could you tell me where I might find some greens?
Well, what do you think you're standing on?
Right here?
Yeah.
I dog it. Somebody done cut them so close to the ground, there ain't nothing left.
Some greens to eat?
Yeah, I promised Granny I'd bring her home something to cook tonight.
Say, old timer up. How long's it been since you had a decent meal?
I'd say about a week. That's when we had the last of the salted down possum belly.
Have you got the idea? Just stand there quietly and hold the pin, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
What do you mean you saved it for me?
If I hadn't have stopped it, it'd have fell right in that little hole there.
Oh, give me that ball.
Come on, take it easy, Leo. Look, these poor guys haven't eaten in a week.
Mr. DeRocher, your golf egg is stuck in the top of that tree yonder.
Well, why don't you two fellas just climb up there and get it out of there?
Ain't no call to do that. Jethro can knock it out for you if we can find something for him to throw.
You mean you can knock that little ball out the top of that tree?
Well, easy if I could find a rock or something.
Never mind a rock. Here, use this.
Hey, Uncle Jed, it's another one of them big eggs.
Hey, did you hit that golf ball up in that tree?
Hit it? I can't even see it.
I'll knock it down for you, Mr. DeRocher.
Okay. Where'd you learn to throw like that?
Hunting squirrels.
Jethro can knock a squirrel out of a tree clean across his pasture.
Can you throw like that in the level?
What you mean?
Well, could you hit the trunk of that little tree over there?
Whoa. You mean the one with the knothole in it?
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
I reckon so.
If he can hit that trunk from this distance, he's got the greatest arm since Satchel Paige.
I'll fling it for you, Mr. DeRocher. Okay. I'll put it right in the knothole.
How long can you throw like that?
Well, after about 8 or 10 hours, my arm kind of stiffens up, so I have to start throwing with my left. I can throw harder with my right, but my left don't get tired so quick.
Why do you run and keep right on going to San Francisco?
Here you are, Granny.
Oh, that's a good girl. Yeah.
Granny, Ellie Mae, wait till you hear the news.
Get my greens?
No, but...
Get some golfs?
No, but...
I got some of their eggs, Granny. Look at here.
Kind of hard.
The shells is, but maybe they soft inside.
Too hard to crack. I'll have to boil them.
Now, Granny, you come on over here and listen to the news. You too, Ellie Mae.
Well, what is it, Paul?
This boy here is going to be a baseball thrower.
What's a baseball thrower?
That's a feller that throws a baseball.
What's a baseball?
This here is a baseball. They play a game with these things.
Well, how do you play it, Paul?
Well, far as I can figure, you get one of them golf eggs stuck in the top of a tree, and then you knock it out with this here baseball.
Yeah, and then if you knock it down, you get to throw the baseball through a knothole.
That sounds like fun. Can I play, too?
Well, now, Ellie, I don't know.
Well, I can throw just as good as Jethro.
Yeah, you can.
She can't neither.
Can too!
Now, listen. Now, wait a minute. Let's let Mr. DeRocher decide. He's coming over here in a few minutes with something called a contract for Jethro.
Well, I want one of them contracts, too.
Oh, wait. Let's just sit here and wait for Mr. DeRocher.
I thought you said this Jethro was a poor boy.
They must be the caretakers here. They're so poor, I know they haven't eaten in a week.
And he still threw the ball that good.
And fast. If we feed this boy, we're going to have a gorilla to catch him.
They work for bananas. And I think O'Malley would love it.
No, he wouldn't.
Well, Mr. DeRocher.
Mr. Clampett, I want you to meet our general manager, Mr. Pavese.
Well, howdy. Come in.
In baseball, a pitcher is a fella that throws that there ball.
Well, what do you throw it at, Jethro?
You throw it at a plate.
Bust the plate?
No, Ellie. This kind of plate is made out of wood or something, and it sets in the ground.
Well, you wouldn't get me to eat off of it.
You don't eat off of it, Granny. A feller stands beside it holding a bat.
Bat? Sounds like a game you play in a cave.
How do you hold the bat?
There's only one way, Ellie. You have to catch that varmint by the end of his wings and spread eagle him so he can't bite you.
No, Granny.
Have you ever been bat bit?
I am, but...
Now, don't tell me about bat biting, boy. I was bat bit before you was born.
These bats don't bite, Granny. They's made out of wood.
Wood bats?
Yes, ma'am. And you don't play baseball in a cave, neither. You play it on a diamond.
A diamond?
Yes, ma'am.
Who told you all this, boy?
Mr. DeRocher.
And you swallowed it.
Well, Granny, he's a coach.
He might be a coach, but if you ask me, he's got a few horses missing.
Going out to see me in town, everybody. Mr. DeRocher's there. He's got a fella with him named Bavasi.
Who's he, Paul?
Well, he's the general manager of them Dodgers. Mr. DeRocher calls him Buzzy.
Well, if you ask me, Mr. DeRocher is the one that's buzzy.
Are you coming, Granny?
No. I'm gonna stay here and do something sensible. I'm gonna boil these golf eggs.
You mean to say this entire estate belongs to you?
Sure does.
It's bigger than Dodger Stadium.
Jethro, show Mr. Bavasi how you can throw a baseball.
Oh, just a minute, Leo. These people are pretty prosperous. Let's find out how much money he's gonna want.
Money?
Shucks, no, Mr. Bavasi. I don't want no money. I just throw for the fun of it.
Oh, Mally will love you.
Look, Jethro, get back over there about 60 feet. You know, right this side of that wall there, and throw the ball.
Well, there ain't no knotholes around here.
Just pretend that this is a knothole right here, and throw it right in this pocket.
Okay, Mr. DeRocher.
You're gonna hurt your hand, Mr. DeRocher?
Not with this mitt on. Watch this, Buzzy. Okay, Jethro. Right in the old knothole. Let's show him the kind of stuff you got.
Looks like he carries his own rosin bag.
Ready, Mr. DeRocher?
Mr. DeRocher.
Mr. Rocher, look!
You all right?
I'm sorry, Mr. Bavasi. I held back, but I reckon not enough.
Jethro, coaches we got. Pitches we need. What's all that grease on your hand?
Oh, that there's possum fat. I can't throw straight tall unless I put that on my hands first.
You're kidding.
No, sir. I've been throwing rocks like that since I was this high. Now I can't throw nothing that ain't smeared with possum fat.
Did I hear that right?
You sure did. He can't throw anything that isn't smeared with possum fat.
Look, Buzzy, maybe we can get the commissioner to legalize the possum ball. So long.
Well, where are you going, Mr. DeRocher?
To drown myself.
Oh, Larry will love you.
I never seen a feller so fond of water as that Mr. DeRocher.
Yes, sir, Mr. O'Malley. I'll catch the 5:30 plane to San Francisco. No, don't worry. I won't let that Weston kid sign with the Giants. Bring him back or what? Off the Golden Gate Bridge? But I just got out of the water. Yes, sir. Goodbye.
Gee.
Here you are, Mr. DeRocher.
Well, thank
This soup will warm you up.
Here, have a piece of Granny's cornbread. Put hair on your chest.
Yeah. Will it put anything up here? Hey.
It's kind of sparse, ain't it?
Sparse. I've seen more hair grow on a hog's liver.
Hey, this is pretty good. Chicken, isn't it?
You didn't miss it much. Chicken hog. Would you like a golf egg?
A what?
A boiled golf egg. Boiling them made them kind of rubbery. And that yolk is black as coal. Maybe with a lot of salt on it. That'll fix them up.
Oh. Thanks, I'm not hungry. You suppose my clothes are dry yet?
Well, they ought to be. Jethro and Ellie Mae is running around the block trailing them in the breeze.
Here you are, Mr. DeRocher.
Bone dry.
Well, thanks a million. Say, Jethro, are you sure that you can't throw without possum fat?
Oh, yes, sir. I'm positive.
I can throw as good as Jethro without possum fat.
She sure can.
Ellie Mae can outthrow anybody.
Oh, yes, sir. She's got plenty of stuff.
Yeah. We could never hide it under a Dodger uniform.
You come on outside and I'll show you.
Well, I got an hour before my play. Don't mind if I do play a little catch. All right, Ellie, aim for the glove.
Here we go again. That man spends more time in the water than a bullfrog.
Sweet, listen to the gypsy's warning. Gentle lady, trust him not. Gentle lady, trust him not. A gentle lady, trust him not.
Excuse me, Granny, I'm going to the store. Is there anything you need?
I'll check my supplies whilst you string these beans.
That's women's work.
What'd you say?
I said stringing beans is women's work.
It's anybody's work. I tells them to do it.
Well, I ain't gonna do it.
Jethro, that's the first time you've ever talked back to Granny, and it's the last. Now you go out and cut me a hickory switch and meet me in the woodshed.
We ain't got no hickory tree. No woodshed neither.
That's the truth, ain't it?
Yeah. Hey, now, what'd you want to go and do that for?
Do you want to string beans, or do you want to stand up for your meals for the next few days?
I want to string beans.
I'll do it. Let's see what I got here. 1 deviled hawk eggs, 2 pickled pawpaws, 3 harmony grits, and 1 salted down hog jowls, 1 sack of salt, 1 sack of sugar, and 1 sack of dried beans, 1 skunk, 1 skunk.
Here, Charlie.
Ellie Mae, is Charlie a critter about this size with a white streak down his back?
Here, Granny, you see me?
He's in that cabinet over there. Now you go over there and get him out.
Come on, Charlie. He likes to crawl in dark places and snooze.
Ellie Mae, I never said nothing when you drug home 14 dogs, 3 cats, a rooster, and a duck, and a baby lion, and a brace of goats. But my dingies, I ain't gonna hold still for skunks.
Granny, you're scaring him.
What do you suppose he done to me? I've looked at many a sack of beans, but it's the first one that ever looked back at me.
Sorry, Granny, but I got him to help old Duke.
How's he gonna do that?
Well, Pa says old Duke was a-losing his smeller. He can't trail nothing no more. So I figured if he could sniff any trail, it'd be Charlie's.
Yeah, your pa's been quite worried here lately about old Duke's nose going bad on him.
A raccoon is your favorite. Come on, get him, boy. Now, come on, get him, boy. Train him. Train him. Get him, boy. Get that old raccoon. Come on. Come on. He's kicking dirt in your face. You ain't gonna stand for that, are you? Sure is a pitiful thing, Duke. Have a nose that big and not have it working.
Pa? Pa, is old Duke any better?
Really, honey? There's a dog used to be able to trail a butterfly through a swamp after a rain. Now he couldn't smell cabbage cooking.
I got something here I'll bet you can smell. He won't do nothing, Pa. He likes me.
Yeah, well, how's he feel about me?
Charlie, this here's my Pa. And you be nice to him. And this here is old Duke. You let him get a good whip, and then he's gonna trail you.
Now, Charlie, it's all in fun. No hard feelings.
Maybe he caught you cold, Pa, and got his nose stopped up.
Either that or he just don't give a hoot.
He looks worried.
Well, to me, all hounds look worried. But I have noticed him looking over at the Drysdale place every now and then, kind of whimpering.
Bet you Mrs. Cotton Patch.
Who?
The white poodle Mrs. Drysdale brought over from France to marry up with her poodle.
Oh, yeah.
She's in the hospital. Been there a couple of weeks or so. I reckon that's why Duke's a pining.
Duke, you just have to get her off your mind. She belongs to somebody else.
Oh, Duke, don't cry.
Jed! Uncle Jed, look what was in the mailbox for you. Come all the way from Paris, France.
For me?
Says right on it, Monsieur J.D. Clampetts. Hey, I'll bet you that's from that pretty French lady.
The one who brought Cotton Patch over.
Yeah, the one you was courting and sparking.
What are you talking about, courting and sparking?
Well, you shave for her, and in the middle of the day.
You slick her down your hair with smell.
Yeah, and you shined your shoes, and it weren't even Sunday.
You put on your swallowtail coat and your courting derby.
And then you went right on over to...
Ain't you too young and got some chores to do or something?
No, Pop.
Why don't you open that up and see what that pretty French lady sent you?
Probably ain't from her at all. Probably just some catalog.
From Paris, France?
Ellie, why don't you go out and help Granny and take Charlie back where you found him? Jethro, you take Duke for a run through the hills. Do you both good.
Well, where are you going, Uncle Jed?
You just take care of Duke, I'll take care of me.
Come on, Duke. Uncle Jed wants me to take you for a run. Duke, you can't run unless you get to your feet. But come on, Duke. Try to get both ends up at once.
Jethro, run me over to Mr. Drysdale Bank.
Okay, Uncle Jed. I can run you a heap easier than I can run old Duke.
Wait a minute. I mean, run me down in a truck.
Oh, all right. I'll go fetch you.
One of these days, I gotta have a long talk with that boy.
I talked to the doctor at the hospital, and he said Claude's wife and babies can come home today. Isn't it exciting? Aren't you thrilled?
Beyond description.
Claude is the father of quintuplets. Aren't you proud of him, Milburn?
Margaret, it is not unusual for a dog litter to number 12 or even more.
Why must you always belittle Claude? You know how sensitive he is.
Oh, I'm sorry, Claude. Good show. Congratulations. Now, I've got a lot of work to do, Margaret.
You certainly have. We want you to help pick 5 baby names. 3 boys and 2 girls. We want your suggestions.
Well, my first suggestion is for you to go home and do it. I've got a bank to run.
Bank. That's all your daddums talks about. Now, of course, the first boy should be Claude Jr., and the first girl should be Claudette. Claude wanted to name one of the boys after his daddums, but Milburn just doesn't sound French.
Hallelujah.
Let's all sit down, and we can go over my list of names. Claude, you can lie down. Poor darling. He's a nervous wreck. He's chewed his nails right down to the paw.
Well, I'm going to be doing a little nail chewing myself before this is over.
Isn't it exciting?
Oh, Mademoiselle Denise.
She said she's going to send me a picture.
Such a beautiful woman. So sweet and so charming.
Funny thing about her, I couldn't understand a word she was saying, but I sure did like the way she was saying them.
Shall I read the letter to you?
Yes, ma'am, but not too loud.
Cher Monsieur Clampett, dear Mr. Clampett, here is the photograph I promised. I shall be coming to Beverly Hills again very soon now, and I hope that I may take one of you back to Paris with me.
Well, I wonder which one of us she's going to take. Be a treat for Granny.
No, Mr. Clampett, she means a photograph of you.
Oh, I don't think I got none.
Leave that to me. It's easily arranged. I read on. Mrs. Drysdale has cabled me that Colette is expecting and has invited me to come and take my pick of the litter of puppies. I am looking forward to seeing you then. Sincere best wishes, your friend, Mademoiselle Denise Bouchard.
Doggies. Sure is handy to understand that foreign writing and talking. Reckon you could learn me?
Well, yes, in time.
Today?
I could give you a lesson at noon.
How long would it take?
Oh, an hour.
Hour? Ain't bad.
Well, I'll tell Mr. Drysdale and be right over.
Thank you.
Come in.
Sure is gonna be nice talking Fern with you.
How do you do? It is good to see you again. Thank you. I am fine. How do you do? It is good to see you again. I am fine.
Who you talking to?
Bonjour, madame. Quel plaisir de vous voir. Merci beaucoup. Je vais bien.
Oh, you're that foreign-speaking lady that Jed got all frizzled up over. Come on in. Yeah, sure nice to see you again.
Ah oui. How do you do? It is...
Just fine, thanks. How are you?
How do you do? It is...
Just fine, thank you. How are you?
How do you do?
I don't know whether you don't hear me or you don't believe me.
Granny, you want me to... Oh, howdy, ma'am. Nice to see you again. How are you?
How do you do?
Oh, just as frisky as a flea on a fat dog. Thank you.
Don't do no good to tell her. She'll only ask you again.
How do you do? It,
See what I mean? She's kind of rattled. Better take her out to the kitchen and give her some coffee.
Ah, coffee. Bon.
Well, I reckon she could scare you up a bone. Wouldn't you rather have a donut?
How do you do?
Get that coffee, quick.
Granny?
Jed, you got company.
Who?
That beautiful foreign lady that you were so sweet on. From Paris.
She here already?
In the kitchen having coffee.
Doggone, another hour and I'd have had my French lesson.
Where you going?
Going up to wash my hands.
Hey, Uncle Jed, you done shaved again in the middle of the day. Hey, young maid, Granny, come on in, see Uncle Jed.
Granny, as big as your mouth, you'd be teaching school instead of going to it.
Paul, you done slickered your hair down again. And put smellum on it, too. It shines your shoes.
You better be quieting down, Ellie, or you're going to get a mouthful of hat.
Monsieur Clampetts.
Oh, howdy there, Miss Denise. You look as pretty as a bag full of striped candy.
Je suis si content de vous revoir. Je pensais constamment à vous à Paris. Je souhaite que vous ayez reçu de mes nouvelles avec ma photographie. J'attendrai avec plaisir et impatience d'avoir votre photo signée de votre main et que je garderai toujours près de moi.
Just my luck. Another hour and I'd have been able to understand every word she said.
Margaret, this was my den, and you said I could have it back.
All right, dear. If you'd rather I add a new wing to the house.
Ah, never mind. I'll keep on using the basement.
Mildred, isn't it cunning?
Where are the puppies?
They're with their mumsy-wumsy.
I'm surprised you didn't hire a baby nurse.
Oh, I must speak to the poodle pediatrician about that. Melbourne, this is going to be the most thrilling moment. Our first look at our first grandchildren.
Will you please stop calling them that? They are dogs. Now, let's have our look so I can get back to the bank.
Oh, but wait, dear. Don't forget your mask.
What? For heaven's sake.
Oh! It's that hillbilly beast. Shoo! Scat! You mongrel!
Margaret, something tells me you closed that window a couple of months too late.
What do you mean? Oh, Milton, how are we going to break this to Claude? He's already in analysis.
Now, try again, Mr. Clampett.
Bonjour, mon ami.
Once more.
Bonjour, mon ami.
Good. Now, what does that mean?
Open the window?
No, that is ouvrez la fenêtre.
The pen of my aunt.
No, that is la plume de ma tante. Bonjour, mon ami, is good day, my friend.
Oh, that's right. How long have we been at this French lesson?
Oh, about 55 minutes.
You say it takes an hour?
That's right.
Well, them last 5 minutes must be doozies.
Now let's take Je t'aime.
Je t'aime.
Good. Now, what does that mean?
Let's see now. The pencil box?
Mr. Clampett, I love you.
Well, thank you, ma'am, but since we only got 5 minutes left, maybe we better stick to business.
I think that will be enough for today. Where is Mademoiselle Denise?
Oh, Ellie Mae took her down to the cement pond to meet her critters. Bonjour, mon ami.
Excellent, excellent. Howdy, you furry little barman.
Well, if that's French, we've been talking it for years.
I rather imagine she learned that from listening to Ellie Mae.
Jed! Miss Drysdale's here, and she's squawking like a 2-pound chicken laying a 3-pound egg.
There you are, Mademoiselle Denise. You may take this wanton hussy back to the streets of Paris, where she belongs.
What, Mrs. Drysdale?
Milburn, show them why. Oh, quel bébé précieux! Monsieur Duc, je pensais que vous êtes le papa.
Duke, there sure enough is a family resemblance.
He's as guilty as sin. Claude will be over later to demand satisfaction and to wreak vengeance on this mongrel.
If that means he's going to tangle with Duke here, I wouldn't recommend it. I've seen this old hound dog hold his own with a bobcat.
And as we're calling him a mongrel, the bloodhound happens to have much more ancient lineage than the French poodle.
Milburn, are you going to tolerate this insult?
Why not? I'm not a French poodle.
Miss Drysdale, does all this talking mean we can keep these here puppies?
And this shameless canine coquette. Come, Milburn. It's time for Claude's tranquilizer.
Well, is everybody staying for supper?
Well, Granny, I kind of figured that Miss Denise being so far from home and all, that she might want to eat supper out at one of them French eating places.
Well, good. If that's what she wants, let her go. How many of us does that leave?
Well, you don't understand. I'd be going with her.
Well, cooking ain't good enough for you, huh?
Granny, it ain't that. It's just I'd like to spend a little time with her alone.
Oh? Well, why didn't you say so?
Miss Hathaway, would you please ask Miss Denise if she'd allow me to take her out for victuals?
Certainly. Monsieur Clampett, voudrez-vous inviter à dîner? Enchanté, monsieur. Je serai charmé et honoré.
Something tells me that meant yes.
Well, we're ready.
We?
Yes, you'll need an interpreter.
Well,
Mr. Clampett, if you're thinking three's a crowd, you're right. But I have taken care of that. Jethro?
Attendez.
Hey, Uncle Jed, Miss Jane says we's going to double date.
Well, that wasn't exactly the way I planned.
Mr. Clampett, I told Jethro that if you went out tonight, it would be a double date.
Oh, well, in that case, I can't let you break your promise. Double date it'll be. Well, ma'am, we didn't talk much, but I can't remember when I've had a better time. How'd you like it?
Well, Dougie.
How about you two in the back seat? You enjoy the double date?